"1400 years ago, Arabia was a pilgrimage site and center of trade. In the ancient world, empires expanded and existed either through commerce or conquest. The trade routes of Arabia were a valuable basis for relationships with the wider world. The original alliance of virtue, Hilf al-Fudul, was established in early 7th century Common Era Mecca in the house of Abdullah ibn Jud'an, one of the city's leading men. Its purpose was to defend the weak and innocent against the rapaciousness of those more powerful. The Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, may God bless him and grant him peace, and the first of the rightly guided caliphs, Abu Bakr, were both present when the alliance was formed, though it was before Muhammad's prophethood. He later praised it, saying, "I was witness to an alliance in the house of Abdullah ibn Jud'an that was more beloved to me than a herd of red camels, and were I invited to join it now in the time of Islam, I would not hesitate to do so." The reason for the formation of this alliance was that the Quraysh, the people of Mecca, had just ended the sacrilegious war, Harb al-Fijar, and as often happens following such wars, gangs of bandits and thieves sprang up to fill the void. But the immediate call for the alliance was a trader who had come to Mecca from Yemen to sell his goods. The man who bought them from him, Al-Asi ibn Wa'il, despite being from the Meccan nobility, was dishonest and unjust. When Al-Asi refused to pay the Yemeni the agreed price and the latter's efforts to gain his rights failed, the Yemeni trader ascended Mount Safa at sunrise and called out, saying, "O Quraysh, shouldn't a visitor to Mecca without family or kin be treated justly and not taken advantage of? If this is how you treat people, how will you treat pilgrims who come to fulfill their rights? Holy places should be properly protected. Guardianship should be in the hands of the noble. Liars and cheats should have no share in it." Hearing this, Az-Zubair ibn Abd al-Muttalib, the uncle of the Prophet, peace be upon him, stood up and said, "This cannot be allowed to continue." He summoned the tribes of Banu Hashim, Banu Tamim and Banu Zuhra, and they formed the Hilf al-Fudul, the alliance of virtue, agreeing that not a single soul shall be aggrieved in Mecca so long as Mount Thubair remains standing. Now mankind is more aggrieved than ever in every possible way, from the indignities of poverty and oppression to the ravages of war and violence, and the humiliation of slavery and trafficking. It is time for humanity and religions to come together and collectively lift mankind out of this sorry plight. At the start of February 2018, over 200 religious leaders and senior politicians from the 3 Abrahamic faiths and other world religions gathered at a hotel in Washington to launch the modern alliance of virtue between religions. It was a momentous occasion, headed by a steering committee led by His Eminence Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayah, President of the Forum for Promoting Peace. Sheikh bin Bayah envisaged a new alliance of virtue following the model of the original, but this time on a global scale. It would be an effort across religions, despite their differences, to come together for the good of humanity and encourage their adherents to live side by side in peace and happiness, and to support their neighbors and the downtrodden. The Forum for Promoting Peace prides itself on the American Caravan for Peace and the Marrakesh Declaration, as well as the 2 billion meal plan that was signed in Kuwait and has now been delivered. On the 10th of December 2019, the Charter of the Alliance of Virtue will be unveiled and signed by its first signatories at the 6th Annual Forum for Promoting Peace in Muslim Societies in Abu Dhabi. It will be a celebration of religious diversity, hospitality, the protection of minorities, and inclusive citizenship. Truly a moment for mankind to celebrate.